Hello, Fury here, and welcome to my Resto Druid 5.0 guide. We'll go through from some glyphs, some talents, the stat priority, different moves you have as a druid, the buffs you have to keep up. So if you're starting to play Resto Druid, it'll be easier than not having any clue of what to do. You'll have some sort of an idea of how to start playing, and you can move. And I'll show you how to heal 5-man heroics if you're just starting to heal out as for the first time ever. So let's get right into this. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go through the core abilities you get as a Resto Druid, and when you should use each one. First of all, probably the best heal you'll ever have in the whole game is Rejuvenation. It's amazing. It does an instant heal, and then it does a heal over time afterwards for so long, depending on your haste. And it's great. It comes top healing in most fights, depending on the fight. But you should put it on as many people as you can. Whenever they're taking damage, you just pop that on them, and you probably won't have to worry about them as long as they're not stupid and standing in things. If they're doing what they should be doing, then that'll keep them alive. You also have Nourish, which is it's just like a filler. You use that on the tank, or if anyone needs like a quick heal. And then Healing Touch is pretty similar. It's just a larger heal. So yeah. It's a lot better. Then you have Regrowth, which is like your flash heal, and it also has a hot afterwards. It's very expensive to use, but it can come in handy. And then the other two heals are Life Bloom and Swift Mend. Life Bloom is usually you put it on the tank. You'll have it on the tank at all times, and they'll just keep it on a tank. Depending on whether you have certain glyph, you'll refresh with Nourish, Regrowth, or Healing Touch. Swift Mend requires a hot on the target, and then you put it down, you use it, and then it puts down a ring, and it heals people inside the ring. It's great for AoE healing, and it's also good just to put it, just to use on a tank if he's taking damage. And usually, if you just have your Life Bloom, Rejuvenation, and a Swift Mend, and then what it's called is Effervescence on the ground. If you have them three things on your tank, he'll probably just stay alive as long as he's doing what he should be doing. Next, we'll go through glyphs. There's a few you can use, but at the it depends on. Obviously, it depends on the fight, and I guess on preference. You have to play around with them, see which ones you want to use. But one of my favourite one anyway is this one, Glyph of Life Bloom. Casting Life Bloom on a new target will basically, if you have 3 stacks of Life Bloom on a target, it will just put 3 on the next target you cast it on. So there he has 3, and it's very good in raids when the tank's taunt. You gotta put the Life Bloom on a new tank, but instead of having to do 3 stacks, you just do one cast. So it's really good. Another great one for raids is Glyph of Wild Growth. It just makes Wild Growth hit an extra target. And all Wild Growth is it just heals. It's just AoE healing, and it prioritizes the most injured targets. So just use it. You won't have to. It's not hard to use. Now this one is. Well, it kind of depends on what you want to use. I kind of switch between Regrowth and Rejuvenation. Rejuvenation is when you have 3 rejuvenations on 3 or more targets. Your Nourish will cast a lot faster. So let's see, we put it on some NCPs. Well, I can't find any, but we'll see what it does later. And then Regrowth, it just makes it so you practically always crit with Regrowth, but then there'll be no hot effect afterwards. The hot isn't that great anyway, so it's not that bad of a it's not that bad of a glyph. It's really good, but I like to be able to cast Nourish really fast, so they're the ones I use for most of the time anyway. And now I'm gonna go through some my talents and why I choose them, but with the way that Blizzard does it now is that most of these talents are kind of useful in their own way and different times, depending on fights obviously. But out of these the first tier, the Explosive Beast it's not that good in PvE. It's just you wouldn't use it. You don't need to prowl in fights. Feline Swiftness, it just makes you run faster, whatever. But it's good because you can get out of things quick. See well, I run fast because of this buff, but it's especially if you also get the run fast, the slight speed increase on your enchant on your boots, then you run a lot faster than you would do. So you can get around quicker. Or while charge, you can you target somebody and you'll leap towards them. It's alright, but you don't always have time to target who you want to target and then leap towards him. You have so the Feline Swiftness is a really good one. And out of the next tier, well, Nature Swiftness is the better one out of all of them. Renewal, well, you wouldn't use it on you won't want to heal yourself. Well, I mean, it could come in handy, but you really want this one because you can heal anybody, including yourself. So, if I use it, it's 100k heal. If a tank's taking a lot of damage, he's gonna be right back up on a decent amount of HP. And Cenarium Ward, it's just not that good a healing output really, compared to Nature Swiftness. Now that they've lowered the cooldown of it. The next row, well, it all depends on the fight. They're all CC. Typhoon is good for, let's say Ragnaros, because with the adds coming towards the hammer, you can knock them away. You don't just have to be a boomkin anymore to do that. But I guess I could see why you would use maybe one of the other two, depending on on the fight. But I just stick with that most of the time. But this next on the fourth row, Incarnation is the better one. Well, at least in my opinion, it's the better one. I guess you could play around with them. Force of Nature, it's just the free treants. It's like how Boomkins used to have their treants. It's just like that, but they'll help you heal. Soul Forest, it just gives you a passive. You gain 50% haste when you cast. You gain 50% haste for your next spell when you cast Swiftman. But what's bad about that? It's only one spell. But I guess you can Swiftman and you can really quickly heal in touch. But so if it was so many spells for so many seconds, it'd be a lot better. But this is just like your tree form. You go in, your instant regrows, your life bloom on 3 targets, and then your wild growth hitting a lot of players. Alright, and then on this next row is more CC. Probably the better one for PvE would be probably Ursul's Vortex, but I just have Mighty Bash on for certain situations where I might use it. It's not really a game-changing choice out of those. You just choose one that you like, and whatever. And this row, it's all about the last row anyway. It's all about being a different role for a different amount of time, for a certain amount of time. Well, Heart of the Wild gives you a passive of your stat, of all the stats, stamina, agility, and intellect. So it's good to have the extra 6% intellect when you're healing, so you can heal more. But you can also use it and start attacking with or tanking and save your raid. Maybe save it from enrage timer, or a tank dies, you quickly tank while he gets rezzed, or something like that, or a tank for the last 30 seconds. It's really good. Dream of Cenarius makes it when you use Wrath or Starfire or Star Surge, your next healing spell is increased by 30%, which doesn't matter which is what you would use it for. You would you'd want to use a Starfire, not a Wrath, and then you would heal with Healing Touch, say, and it would heal a lot more than what it would do normally. And then for the Boomkin side of it, or it's more Boomkin or Feral, I guess. When you use a heal, your next Moonfire, Sunfire, or melee abilities deal more damage. But that doesn't count for you wouldn't count for us because you know you've been resto. So the next one increases all damage and healing. So that's also a good talent. I would choose out of that one or Heart of Wild because that's just a plain heal increase. So you can, you know, you need more healing. You keep your red alive, or your party if you're you know a 5-man. While it's active, also all single target damage and healing causes the opposite. So you know all your damage causes 25% of the healing, or of the damage is heal, or is the healing does damage and then the damage does healing. So you know you can help out with a bit of DPS, but it's not as good DPS as that. It's just it's mainly for the 20% healing increase. So I think that's all for talents. You know what, you can go through them and choose your own, depending on your playstyle. You have to get used to them, try them out. That's what I've got at the moment. You can always change. You have your tome of Queer Minds on you and just change it whenever.